Hello everyone. So today we are going to start with basics of grammar. So English language basically consists of words. Words used in a sentence are classified into 8 different kinds based on how they are used in various contexts. These are known as parts of speech. By understanding the part of speech, we can better understand how and why we structure words together to form a sentence. So there are basically 8 parts of speech. Those are nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, prepositions, interjections and conjunctions. So we will study all the main parts of speech in great detail. So our topic for today is nouns. Now, what is noun? A noun is a word used as the name of a person, place or thing. So noun is basically a word which names a person, place, animal, quality, feeling or anything we can think of. Let us take an example. For example, Ram, Sham, cat, book, pen, chocolate, etc. These are all your nouns. Now, nouns can be classified into 5 major kinds. First, proper nouns. So, proper noun is the name of a particular person, place or thing. For example, Mohan, Ram, India, Germany, Italy, etc. Next comes common nouns. Common nouns is a name given in common to every person or thing of the same category. Keep in mind, they belong to the same category, class or kind, that is denoting a class of objects. For example, boy, girl, man, chair, flower, cat, etc. So let us understand this with the help of an example. Ashoka was a wise king. Now, first of all, let us identify the nouns over here. So, Ashoka and king, these are 2 nouns over here. Now, the noun Ashoka refers to a particular king, but the noun king might be applied to any other king like Akbar, Prithviraj Chauhan and so on, as well as to Ashoka. So, here your Ashoka is a proper noun, whereas king is a common noun. Now, let us take another example. India is a beautiful country. So, first of all, let us identify the nouns over here. So, India and country, these are 2 nouns. Now, India here is a proper noun, whereas country is a common noun. Now, some important rules associated with proper nouns and common nouns are: proper nouns are always written with a capital letter at the beginning, that is, initial letter is always in uppercase. For example, India, Raj. So, all these are in capital letter. They always start with a capital letter in the beginning. Now, next rule, articles are omitted before proper nouns. So, first of all, let us discuss what are articles. Now, the word a, an and the are called articles. We will discuss it in great details later on, but for now a, an, the, these are your articles. Now, so let us take an example. The Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. So, let us first identify the proper nouns over here. So, as you can see over here, the Jawaharlal Nehru and India, these are your proper nouns. But can you see any article before India? No. But before Jawaharlal Nehru, yes, there is an article, the used before Jawaharlal Nehru. Hence, it should be omitted. So, our correct statement would be Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. Now moving on, so here's an exception. Before proper nouns, articles can be used when we compare. It is the case where proper nouns are sometimes used as common nouns. For example, Kalidas is often called the Shakespeare of India. Now, so first of all, let us identify the proper nouns over here. So, Kalidas, Shakespeare and India, these are proper nouns. Now, as you can see, there is no article used before Kalidas and before India, but before Shakespeare, article is used. So, here using the article the before Shakespeare means that we are comparing Shakespeare and Kalidas. So, here the Shakespeare means the greatest dramatist, hence it is correct. Now, next rule, in common noun, initial letter is always in lowercase. Example, brand, bank, trees, etc. So, they will always start with a lowercase. Now, next comes another category of nouns, collective nouns. Now, collective noun is the name of a number of persons or things taken together and spoken of as one whole, regarded as one group. For example, jury, committee, class, army, crowd, mob, team, flock, herd, etc. So, let us take an example. A herd of cattle is passing by. So, now some of the important rules associated with collective nouns are: collective nouns takes a singular verb when the collection is thought of as one whole, but it takes a plural verb when members of the group are acting as individuals. Basically, they are divided in their opinions. So, then plural will be used. Let us understand with the help of an example. The jury has given its opinion unanimously. So, here jury is our collective noun. So, here jury refers to the group as a unit, as a whole, and hence it will take a singular verb, that is has. Now, moving on to the next sentence, the jury were divided in their opinion. Now, again, here the members of the group, they are acting as individuals, they are divided in their opinions, and hence it will be paired with a plural verb, that is were. So, a plural verb will be used. Now, moving on, another category of noun is abstract nouns. Abstract noun is usually the name of a quality, action or state. It is something which we cannot see or touch, that is something which cannot be perceived directly with our senses. For example, goodness, kindness, darkness, honesty, wisdom, laughter, theft, childhood, youth, death, poverty, etc. so on. So, these are all your abstract nouns. Now, next comes your material nouns. Material nouns are the nouns denoting a substance of which things are made. For example, gold, silver, silk, leather and so on. Now, some important rules associated with material nouns and abstract nouns are as follow. Now, first, articles are omitted before abstract nouns and material nouns. For example, the honesty is the best policy. So, according to the rule, the will be omitted, hence the correct statement would be honesty is the best policy. The gold is a costly metal, again article the would be omitted, hence a correct statement will be gold is a costly metal. Moving on, another rule, abstract nouns and material nouns are not in plural form. For example, knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. wait, before starting this, first of all let us discuss plural form. A noun that denotes one person, thing or place is called a singular noun. For example, an apple. Now, whereas a noun that denotes more than one person, place or thing is called a plural noun. For example, if we take and trees. So, tree is a singular noun and trees plural noun. Cool. So, let us take another example, pen and pens. So, pen is your singular noun whereas pens plural noun. Clear? So, plural nouns are generally formed by adding s/es to the noun. So, let us take the example, knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. So, as you can see, knowledge is an abstract noun and hence it is uncountable. Thus, we will not add s in front of it. Hence, the correct statement will be knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Now comes another classification of nouns. So, nouns can be broadly classified into two categories, countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are the ones that we can count. It has both a singular and a plural form. For example, book, pen, apple, sister. So, these are all countable things. You can count the number of books that has been kept in a shelf. So, these are all your countable nouns. Now, uncountable nouns, they are the ones that we cannot count. It does not have a plural form. For example, sky, hair, advice, milk, noise, etc. So, these are the ones that we cannot count. For example, sky, can you count it? No. So, because it is uncountable. Now, let us discuss gender. Nouns may be in the masculine, feminine, neuter or common gender. Now, masculine gender, names of males are in the masculine gender. For example, Ram, Raj, man, father, husband. So, they all belong to your masculine gender. Next comes feminine gender. Names of females are in the feminine gender. For example, Sona, Kriti, woman, mother, wife, cow, etc. So, these are all your feminine gender. Now, next comes neuter gender. Names of things without life are in the neuter gender. Example, book, pen, tree, fan, table, chair, etc. Now, note one very important thing, all your material, abstract and collective nouns and all lifeless things, lower animals like insects and very young children like baby, infants are generally used in the neuter gender. So, keep this point in mind. Now, moving on, next is common gender. Common gender, a noun that can either be a male or a female, is said to be of common gender. For example, friend, parent, teacher, student, doctor, neighbor, servant, child, cousin, etc. So, these are all your common gender. Supposingly, for example, you are talking about a teacher. So, it can refer to a male teacher also or female teacher also until and unless you specify it whom you are talking about. So, these are all your common gender. Now, moving on, masculine gender. For masculine gender, he, him, his is used. For example, Ram went to his friend's house. Now, for feminine gender, she/her is used. For example, Rani is a very bright student. She is very hard working. And for neuter gender, it's used. Now, objects without life are often personified. Now, personified here means spoken of as if they were living beings. We then regard them as male or females. Now, the masculine gender is often applied to objects remarkable for their strength and violence. For example, the sun, summer, winter, time, death, etc. So, these are all belonging to masculine gender. Now, objects associated with beauty, gentleness and gracefulness are regarded as feminine. For example, the moon, earth, spring, nature, liberty, mercy, peace, hope, charity, justice and so on. So, they are considered to be feminine. So, let us take an example. Let me write down a sentence and you guys tell me whether there is an error to it or not. So, here is a sentence, the earth treats us as his children, not strangers. So, find out if there is any grammatical error in the sentence given below. So, can anyone spot the error in this sentence? Yes. So, here his is wrong. Since earth is feminine gender, belongs to feminine gender, hence her will be used instead of his. So, the correct statement will be the earth treats us as her children, not strangers. Now, let us move on to possessive case. Now, examine the sentence below. This is Ram's umbrella. Here Ram's umbrella means the umbrella belonging to Ram. The form of the noun is changed to Ram's to show ownership or possession. The noun Rams is said to be in the possessive case. So, we have to show possession, we have added an apostrophe along with an S to the noun. Here, hence the possessive case shows the relationship of a noun to the other words in a sentence. That relationship can be ownership, possession, a personal relationship, etc. Now, formation of possessive case. When the noun is singular, the possessive case is formed by adding an apostrophe plus S to the noun. For example, the boy's book, Ram's house, etc. So, here boy is singular, so we have just added an apostrophe along with an S to it. Now, next, when the noun is plural and ends in S, the possessive case is formed by adding only an apostrophe, we do not add S to it. For example, girls school, candidates list. See, girl is singular and girls plural. This is singular, this is plural. So, in case of plural, we just add an apostrophe to show the possession. We never add like this, an apostrophe along with S. So, this is wrong. So, the correct would be the girls school, candidates list and so on. Next, when the noun is plural and does not end in S, the possessive case is formed by adding an apostrophe along with S. For example, men's club, children's book, people's voice. Now, if we write man, so man is singular, and if we write men, so it is plural. So, in such cases where noun is plural, but it is not ending in S. Another example, child, child is singular and children is plural. So, in such cases we just add an apostrophe along with s to show possession. Now, moving on, when a noun or a title consists of several words, the possessive sign is attached only to the last word. For example, in the sentence Henry VIII's wife, we will not add an apostrophe after Henry VIII. So, adding an apostrophe after Henry is totally wrong. In such cases, we will add an apostrophe after the last word, because see, we are talking about the same person only, Henry VIII, it is the same person. So, hence our possessive sign will be attached to the last word. Now, next rule, when two nouns are in apposition, means they refer to the same person or thing, the possessive sign is attached to the latter only. For example, my friend Mohan's house. So, it is talking about one person only, my friend Mohan. So, my friend is kind of an introduction to Mohan, but we are talking about Mohan only. So, we will add an apostrophe plus s to the last part, that is Mohan. We will not add in the beginning. For example, my friend's Mohan house. So, this will be totally wrong. Now, let us talk about another rule. When two nouns are closely connected or jointly possess one thing, then the possessive sign is put to the latter. For example, the king and queen's jubilee, or you can take another example, Hrithik and Suzanne's divorce. Now, when we are talking about two closely connected things, so we won't write, for example, like this, king and queen's jubilee. So, writing them as separate will be totally wrong, because king and queen, they are husband and wife. So, you do not add a separate possession to them. Now, let us take another example. Now, for example, Ram and Lakshman are brothers. Please tell Ram's and Lakshman's parents that they will be late. So, is this sentence correct? No, this sentence is having a grammatical error. Now, here we have used separate possession for Ram and Lakshman. So, here it would mean that Ram and Lakshman have different parents, which will be wrong, because we have stated above that Ram and Lakshman are brothers. Hence, this statement will be wrong. The correct statement would be Ram and Lakshman are brothers. Please tell Ram and Lakshman's parents, and so on, that they will be late. So, the correct part would be Ram and Lakshman's parents. So, we will add apostrophe along with s to the latter part, that is Lakshman. Now, moving on, here are some of the uses of possessive case. Possessive case is mainly used with the names of living things. For example, Ram's hand, the bird's egg. It was also used with the names of personified objects. For example, Fortune's favorite, Duty's call. nature's law, India's heroes, etc. Possessive case is also used with nouns denoting space, time or way. For example, a week's holiday, a month's salary, a yard's length, and so on. A few common phrases also uses them. For example, for mercy's sake, to his heart's content, and so on. We do not use double apostrophe, use of for second apostrophe. So, it is very important, keep this in mind, never use double apostrophe. For example, he is Pawan's friend's father. So, here we are using double apostrophe, which is wrong. The correct statement will be, he is the father of Pawan's friend. Now, in case of non-living things, we must say, the leg of the table is broken. It is very important, keep this in mind. Generally, supposingly a sentence is given, the table's leg is broken, and people consider this to be correct. No, table's leg, table is a non-living thing. Hence, we will never add an apostrophe plus s to it. The correct statement will be, the leg of the table is broken. Now, moving on, we will begin with some of the important rules of noun. So, here are a few questions. First of all, try solving them on your own. I will give you time, try solving them on your own. So, is it done? So, let us tally. On large farms, cattle are usually marked with brands. These poultry are mine. There are few gentry in this town. So, here is an important rule of noun. Certain collective nouns, though singular in form, please write this down. It is a very important rule. So, I will be telling you rules from now on. So, please write them down. So, first rule, certain collective nouns, though singular in form, but that is they look or appear singular, but are used as plural like cattle, people, poultry, crowd, folk, police, infantry, children, cavalry, etc. So, I will repeat it once again. Certain collective nouns, though singular in form, but are used as plural like cattle, people, poultry, crowd, folk, police, infantry, children, cavalry, etc. So, let us move on. Now, again try solving them on your own. I will give you some time. So, is it done? So, let us discuss. Now, first of all, I will tell you another rule, write it down. So, rule number 2, some nouns though plural in form, that is they look plural, but are used as singular, Again I will repeat, some nouns, though plural in form, that is looks plural, but are used as singular. Now, name of subjects like mathematics, physics, ethics, electronics, dynamics, economics, optics, linguistics, etc. Again I will repeat, name of subjects like mathematics, physics, ethics, electronics, dynamics, economics, optics, linguistics, etc. Now, name of some common diseases like measles, mumps, rickets, etc. Name of some common diseases like measles, mumps, rickets, etc. The name of some games like billiards, draughts, etc. Name of some games like billiards, draughts, etc. And some other words like news, politics, innings, and so on. And some other words like news, politics, innings, and so on. So, the answers would be mathematics is the science of quantity. Mumps has been nearly eradicated. Billiards is my favorite game. No news is good news. So, though they have an S in front of them, using a plural form like mathematics are the science of quantity is totally wrong. The correct will be singular verb, that is. So, that is it for today. We will continue further with more rules and also some practice questions in the next lecture. I hope you guys enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you.